Good evening, everyone. You are live with Nancy Schaefer, Missing Persons Recovery Specialist. I had promised everyone I was going to come on live and give everybody my thoughts on the Dakota James case. Dakota James is missing out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Now, if you go to www.missinginamerica.com, or .us, I'm sorry. It's been a long day. Okay, you're going to see a tab. It's www.missinginamerica.us. Okay, Dakota James has been missing since January 25th, last seen at 11:46 p.m. He was denied service at a bar. Now, anyone who's following this case, if you go to the www.missinginamerica.us, you're going to see law enforcement has deemed a kidnapping post about a missing student, Dakota James, a hoax. Eat 24, there was an order placed. It says ASAP pickup. I was kidnapped several weeks ago on the north side, found access to internet inside the house I am being held at. The address is, and of course they blocked out the address. I am being held in the basement of this home. I need you to call 911, send police, Dakota James. Now, law enforcement is saying that this is a hoax. I'm hoping that they're going to look further into this case, because something like this is not something normally someone would do as a hoax. It's not even something someone would possibly do normally if they were just mean people or crazy. Is it possible? Yes. But this is very, very indicative behavior of taunting of a serial killer. These are psychopaths with sociopath tendencies. I have been following this case. I don't know if everyone else has been. If you've been following this case, please let me know, because I want to know who has information, who has been watching it, so they know what's going on, and who has not, so that way I know what to say and who to fill who in and everything. Well, my first impression of this case is that it was very possible that Dakota James is a victim of the conspiracy smiley face cult killers. Now, Dakota James was caught on video surveillance, walking, texting. You can see that on missinginamerica.us as well. We have been covering everything surrounding this case. Now, the family members, especially Dakota's father, has been very, very publicly, you can see this father's pain and sorrow. I'm wondering if this is not the reason for this now taunting thing coming out. Lots of times when they see people in pain or emotional pain that's attached to someone that's a victim, it's even very possible that Dakota is being held against his will, and it is very possible that this is a taunting method, because the father is very, very public. You could see the pain in this family's face. I mean, it's probably the most I have ever seen publicly in a missing persons case, and you can't help but, have a normal person with empathy, not to sympathize with this family. It's just, to be honest with you, a lot of it's even hard for me to sit and watch because I feel that much sympathy for them. But one of the reasons why I think that this is possible, I think this may be a taunting thing towards his family to make them more and more publicly in emotional pain. And now, publicly, the newspapers have said that the law enforcement is looking into possibly who sent this, and I actually hope that they do, because it would not be surprising at all for the person who did this to be one of the people responsible for Dakota's disappearance. If you look and follow serial killer cases and CSI cases, you'll see sometimes that they'll even contact the people who are responsible, will contact the family and emotionally get a rouse out of them. That is a psychopath with sociopath tendencies, or a sociopath with psychopathic tendencies. Excuse me. Let me recant my words. So, and there's a difference between the two versus the other. Very, very different in their behaviors. Now, Dakota's been missing for almost a month. My first reaction was they should possibly search the river. Now, in a lot of the smiley face cult killer cases, there will be some form of taunting. Never to this level. I've seen fake suicide notes. I've seen other things being done, but not on this level. Is it progressing? Who knows? But one thing that I'm very experienced with water elements, temperatures, decomposition. If he had went into the river, was my first impression on this case. Is everyone that's watching familiar with Dakota James' case? Now, Dakota James is 23 years old. He is openly gay, which I felt is another reason could be another reason for his disappearance. Now, new papers, new information that's coming out in the news saying that he was refused service because Dakota was eating someone else's pizza, according to the manager. I do know that a lot of the surveillance is not being shown to family, and I'm also disturbed about that. Hi, Ann. We have all the information on Dakota's case. If you go to www.missinginamerica.us and just go to the tab Dakota James, you'll see everything down to the snip of the video surveillance of him walking away texting. Now, it doesn't appear to me that Dakota is intoxicated. And if you look at the other cases that are the conspiracy, the smiley face cult killers, thank you very much, Anne. We need as many people to know about his case as possible. This is very indicative of the other cases. One was in Massachusetts. Most of them go missing from bars. Most of them were found with either, when they're found deceased, I'm sorry, but not that this is going to be in this case, but they're found with some kind of Benadryl in their system. I'm wondering if Dakota was not slipped something. It's usually some form of Sudafed or Benadryl found in their system. I'm wondering if this is the reason why the bartender or the person at this place that he was refused service for eating someone else's pizza um, is not for the reason for this as well. All this stuff needs to be looked into. I can recall case after case after case after case. I know one of the people who actually are one of the um, I would say amateur detectives that are investigating the smiley face cult killers of America. He even has a Facebook page. I'm not going to give anybody his identity, but I do know him very well and know about his cases and the stuff. If you Google college student missing, found in water, you're going to see hundreds and hundreds, and there's clusters all over the United States, some even outside of the United States. This is not one person. It's just impossible. Now, do have a timeline also on the website. Now, the video surveillance was taken at the Allegheny Center on the north side. Now, he was supposed to go to the train station, but they're not sure if he got on the train or he decided to walk home. Now, the river is right there. I do have links to every single news article as well. We have a link also to the video that I had made for the family to circulate, to ask other businesses to check their video surveillances. This is very key. That should have been done in the beginning, and not just to let up with law enforcement, because law enforcement would have just checked, certain surveillances in that area. Who's to say he's not caught on another surveillance camera across town? So if a lot of the places and a lot of businesses, from what I know of looking and investigating into cases, they only usually keep their surveillance for 30 days. I felt that that's probably one of the things publicly, so we also put that in the video as well. We have the links to every single news article, a timeline, a picture of him on surveillance. Now, they did, I want to say Tootie's famous Italian beef order number. Looks like he placed an order on a Yeep Eat 24. I'm not familiar with this. I guess it's a place you can place an order over the internet. Now, I'm not sure if they're blocking out a phone number, so I'm assuming that this is a phone number. If you look at the order that they're blacking out, and if this was Dakota's phone number, that would be quite interesting to know if it was his exact cell phone number. I believe I'm not aware of his cell phone being found. I very highly doubt this is a cruel hoax from somebody that knows nothing about this case. I truly believe that this is a taunting method, and which is funny that they're deeming it a hoax. I don't think it's a hoax at all. Do I think he was kidnapped or being held? It's very possibly Dakota is kidnapped and being held. Not at the location, of course, that the pickup order states, because law enforcement check that. But I do believe that since his father and, oh my God, I can't even watch the news interviews and look at the father's face without having my heart break. Now, They came from another place. Dakota is a graduate. Um, and I do know that the person that Dakota was having drinks with was seen getting into an Uber. Um, so I think they ruled that person out as being involved. I do know that the family has a GoFundMe, which is extremely needed because I believe they're from Washington, D.C. or Maryland, and they've been up here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, having to stay at a hotel for over a month, going out, having to search for their own family member, their own son. I can add the GoFundMe to anyone who wants to help their family. If you look at his videos, you could see the pain in his father and mother's eyes, and I'm wondering if this is not the reason for this level of taunting, which is this what law enforcement deems a hoax. I think it's a taunting method, and I think it's very possible Dakota was kidnapped. Now, based off of temperatures, height, weight, decomposition, if he had ended up in the water and drowned, it's not he wouldn't surface yet, unfortunately. And the Allegheny River, from what I know of, I have a lot of experience with rivers, and also offered to do a river analysis where I think that it's possible they should start looking. And when I reached out to the organization helping the family, they denied me and said some slanderous stuff. So we're just going to go upon and do what we're here to do, and that is to help find Dakota. I'm not so sure that we're looking at a water element anymore. It is also very possible the person that's responsible for his disappearance, maybe not being abducted or held, foul play is involved with this pickup order as well. What's your thoughts on this, guys? I did say I was going to go live and give a lot of people were asking me what my thoughts on this case was, and I didn't want to say anything until I had a chance to sit down and do a live video on my thoughts on this case. I am asking everyone to circulate the video, and we're also going to be putting this on my YouTube channel as well. You can leave comments on our website, just like you would as Facebook comments. If you want to leave his family a prayer or let them know that they're not alone, that would be nice as well. I'm going to continue on giving my thoughts on this case and hope that the reporting of it being a hoax is law enforcement is going to look further into this. Now, if the FBI was involved in this case, they would have told you the same thing, or any kind of criminal profiler would have said, I believe you're looking for someone that is a sociopath with psychopath tendencies, very scary person, very known to, most of them are serial killers. And I would not be surprised if there's not any further taunting. Now, if the family stops going public and the person responsible or maybe responsible is not seeing that outpour of emotional pain, the taunting may stop. But as long as it continues, and I actually encourage the family to get out in the public a lot more, can draw this person out, can actually draw them out very well. And we may get something, because this day and age with technology, it's very possible that it's going to be very easy to find out who this is, and who's behind this stuff. Thank you guys very much for joining me. Again, you can find everything on Dakota's case at www.missinginamerica.us. We also have a 100% anonymous tip box on his page as well, that anyone, even if you want to throw me your thoughts, or maybe something that you think that I don't know or that I should know, is welcomed as well. They are 100% anonymous. They are required by law to be transferred to law enforcement, but you don't have to talk to anybody. You don't have to give your name. Nothing. All you do is submit the tip, and that's the only thing that comes through. Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate you, and please continue to keep sharing Dakota's video. Hopefully somewhere out there will come forward. Somebody always knows something in every single case. I don't care who you are. Thank you guys very much. God bless, and have a nice evening.